My name is Mart, and yes, I have worked for Microsoft a few years, and also 2 years in CGI, which is also a digital transformation company, and 10 years for PricewaterhouseCoopers. So basically, all my life I have been working for a large organization. So it's, I would say, one of the largest and one of the most successful ones, I would say. Yeah, it's always debatable. Yeah, what is success? But generally, yeah, it's these three companies that my background is originated from. About the topic. So topic is how to spot opportunities or how to think about the innovation. So when you think about these companies, these bigger ones, it usually seems that they're moving in their own pace, or you might even say that they are defining their own pace, which is partly true. But at the same time, what you don't see is what happens behind the scenes. And when you're big, you need to be looking out for, I would say, even years. So what in few years will happen? So because if you need to change, you need to start changing now. Otherwise, you might be too late. So this is like the opportunity for the bigger organizations. At the same time, it's like something that might make it difficult to change as well. But what I think is important to stress, that whether you're big or small as a company, it's still actually the same things that you need to do. Everything starts with people. So whatever the company does, it's really important what they do, the product-wise as well. But the spotting the new ideas and the innovation, this starts from the people. So you might have the best product, but if your people don't believe in it, or they don't spot the opportunity in the market, it might be useless. So in that sense, in the bigger companies, it still operates the same way. Is that you're doing something, you're successful at a project, at offering a service, basically helping the world to become a better place. But at the same time, you're always looking ahead, that maybe the thing that I'm doing now that's really successful, that actually in 3 years' time, it will not be definition of success anymore. So you need to innovate. And what is happening in the bigger companies, that always you're thinking about whether the thing that is success at this point will be there in the future as well. Although there are different people who are managing the cycle you're currently in, so whatever the project is or whatever the service line you're in, but at the same time, they're always thinking what will be the next big thing. So for example, when I take PricewaterhouseCoopers, they were always thinking about what's the next big thing. So for example, when they were talking about cybersecurity, it was more than 10 years ago, it was still somewhat a niche. Today, everybody knows that cybersecurity is the thing you need to take care of, otherwise you might be out of business soon. So in that sense, forward looking, and it was always about testing as well. So you're trying to make sure that it makes sense to invest in one area or the other, but at the same time, it's always a tryout as well. So you will try to succeed. You will talk with your customers, you will talk with your people. So does this idea, does it really fit in our area? So how would it fit? So you would start to play the game of, let's say, the new idea. If you will bring it to life, what will really happen? So you play it out. And you will find out lots of things you know and lots of things that you don't know. And so the main thing here is that nobody knows what will come next. But at the same time, if you have the open mind, if you have let's say, new ideas, or you know people who have new ideas, then if you put it in action or try it out and see what happens, then you will probably be onto something, yeah. But it's not like randomly you just come up with an idea and start running about, but it's rather that you have an idea, you will work it out how it actually can come to life, and then you will wake it up. So bring the idea to life. And this happens the same way in the bigger companies. I think the same way whether you're a startup, the process is about the same, but maybe what's the difference is in the bigger companies you will think it through quite thoroughly before you invest in it, because the investments might be larger. But at the same time, with investing, wherever you're investing, you always have to bear in mind that such thing as 100% success doesn't actually exist. So if you try something out, it might work. It might not work the way you thought it might work, so you need to adjust. But at the same time, if you don't try, then you already have failed anyhow. So I think this is like the philosophy behind it. And whether you take Microsoft or you take PwC or CGI, what they're always thinking is what will be the next big thing, yeah? So for example, currently everyone is using Microsoft tools to be part of a virtual team, to make a virtual team a successful one. But to make it a successful one, you need to have the tool set. So Microsoft was investing into it already a lot more before the need was so crucial. So now, unfortunately, we have the really crucial need, and everybody is experiencing the tools, whether they are good, bad, or they could be something different. But at the same time, they were investing something that will be the future soon. Although Microsoft is one of the largest tech companies out there, but still they're thinking ahead and innovating all the time, although it might not appear so. So the innovation was part of, I would say, every meeting as well. So if you do something successfully, then you will think, okay, but what would we have done actually differently? Does it actually make sense in 1 year, in the next year as well, or the next finance year we should do something different? Maybe our customers don't need to use the service this way that we are offering. We need to do something different. How can we do that? Can we do that? What kind of pieces do we need to put together? So it's usually we have these bits and pieces, but we need to think how we can collaborate and put it all together. So to make it appear as a new product, yeah. So I know I'm just thinking about the monologue, whether I should say something more. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, yeah, what I think the innovation comes down to, or spotting the new opportunity, is making sure that you yourself as an individual, you are set up for success, which means that you want to be the most innovative, successful person on your team, and you are. Because if you are not, or you don't want to be, then being part of the most innovative team is a bit of an illusion. Because if you are not playing the game, then how can you be sure that others are playing? So if the mindset is there, I would say that spotting the opportunities and thinking about the new opportunities is actually quite simple. Yeah. Then it comes down to the next piece, how to make it a reality. And reality is always a teamwork. So if you collaborate with the team, you take your idea and think about what needs to be done to make this come alive, then you will make it happen. So in that sense, innovation, I would say, is not something very difficult, but it needs constant work. So you're always asking the question whether I could do something different. Is there something else we can do? Are we doing this thing, whatever we are doing, because this is what actually is required from the market, or because it's very convenient for us to do that? And the convenience part sometimes might be dominating, so this is what we're used to doing, and this is what it's easy for us to do, but does it really make sense market-wise? So when you ask the question, then usually it means more work. You need to rethink, replan, adjust, which is hard, but I would say that if it's a bit hard, then comes the excitement as well. So what I started off with is that it starts with you. So in order to live an exciting life, you need to be really open, then the excitement will come to you. So you don't need to do anything special. So spotting the opportunities, innovating, doing something new. This is just having an open mind and being practical about execution. So in a nutshell, I would say it's easy if you just want to do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mart.
Thanks.
We are having now the opportunity for some questions from our audience, but while they're writing, your microphone is dropping. While they are writing potentially some questions, I will ask you some questions. So you said that innovation is easy, but where do you get your inspiration from to innovate in the first place?
I would say that innovation is coming from looking at the things that, how would you want them to be? What really makes sense? So thinking about in a way that, let's say, not thinking about how hard it would be to make it, but rather how it would be convenient to do something or to use it for you. So how would you really know? Because I think everyone has the essence of knowing that what is good and what is bad. So usually it's the convenience and the laziness parts, because all people are lazy essentially. Is the laziness part that it's giving us the opportunity to get used to things we don't like.
Okay.
So the laziness part. So we say, it's not so good, but yeah, let it be. But if you get past that, then you think how it actually really should be. Then I think a new door opens and you will see lots of interesting ideas. And I think this means that if you will open up your mind. So everybody has it already, but it's rather that sometimes it tries to close itself because easier. Yeah, it's easier this way for all of us. So but if you don't think about the consequences and just want to have the best possible result, I think then you will find the answers to the next big move or the new service or the new product or whatever you want to do. So
okay. Thank you very much on behalf of VBS.